Hey everyone, welcome to Assembly Bethesda On Air. I'm your host, Hayne Fogarty, and today we're stepping into something really cool. It just oozes Gothic atmosphere, and that undeniable Christian power. Everything you could, actually ask for. We're calling this Grave Clothes Unbound, Lazarus Called Forth, from John 11:43-44. We're going to walk through these verses, super casually. No heavy lectures, just the kind of chat that feels like you're sitting in the cool shade near an old stone tomb while light kind of breaks through. That's the vibe. Wow, Hayne, that's such a vivid intro. Gothic atmosphere and Christian power in the same breath? I'm already intrigued. How does that work? Usually they feel like two different kinds of stories. What's the connection you're going to make for us today with Lazarus? Well, Alex, it's all about the contrast, right? The darkness making the light stand out, the finality of death, and then, boom, life. But before we get too deep, we got to get the words out there. Let's read those two verses right up front so we're all on the same page, yeah?
Okay, so John 11:43-44. It goes, "And when he thus had spoken, he cried with a loud voice, 'Lazarus, come forth!' And he that was dead came forth, bound hand and foot with grave clothes, and his face was bound about with a napkin. Jesus saith unto them, Loose him, and let him go." Boom. That's the whole thing, the core of it. Super direct. And that's what we're kind of picking apart today. Whoa. Lazarus come forth, and then, immediately after, loose him and let him go. It's almost like a two-part command, isn't it? First the call, then the command for freedom. And that imagery of him still bound, that's intense. So what's the scene like, when this all goes down? Man, it's just raw. Let's settle into it the way it feels in real life. That tomb, it's just sitting there in the hillside, rock cut and sealed. The big stone pushed aside, that opening stares back like a dark mouth. And inside, Lazarus has been resting 4 days. 4 days, wrapped carefully in those grave clothes, those linen strips wound tight, soaked with spices, to honor the body. The air outside is just thick with mourning, Family standing close, friends whispering. That heavy, final feeling Gothic stories absolutely love to paint. It's potent. And Jesus, he's already been there. He's spoken with the sisters, Martha, Mary. He's wept with them even, reminded them, I am the resurrection and the life. And then he tells them to take away the stone. And they're like, but the smell, Some hesitate, understandably, but the stone moves. That moment, Alex, it just hangs there, quiet and tense, heart beating louder. Then he prays a short thanks. And the next thing is the loud voice. The loud voice after all that buildup, all that tension and grief. So it wasn't like a soft prayer or a gentle whisper, was it? It was an undeniable command, right? Like a real strong shout, just cutting through everything.
Oh, absolutely not. That cry, it's no soft prayer. It's a shout, a command meant to be heard beyond the stone, even beyond death itself. Lazarus, come forth. The name lands, personal and clear. The words are direct, no room for misunderstanding. And the dead man, he hears it. He doesn't stay inside. He comes walking out. Alex, still bound hand and foot with the grave clothes, his face still covered by the napkin. Imagine that sight. This figure moving from the shadows, the linen stiff and white, the steps small because the bindings limit him, yet he moves because the voice called. That's genuinely eerie, Hayne, in the best Gothic sense you mentioned. Life stepping out of death, but still wearing the clothes of the grave. You said steps small because the bindings limit him, so he's not freely walking, he's shuffling? Why does Jesus allow him to come out still bound? Why not just, boom, free? Exactly. It is eerie. The crowd reacts, some freeze, some lean forward. The air just feels electric. And those bindings, they're real, they're tight, they're the last trace of the tomb. But they don't win. They don't stop the miracle. They just wait for the next part, you know? Jesus looks at the people standing there, and he gives the next command, the second act you mentioned. Loose him and let him go. And right there, Alex, the grave clothes start coming off in front of everyone. It's wild. Wow. So the bindings, they're not a barrier to the miracle, but they are like a very real, visible, lingering effect of death. And then Jesus specifically tells the people to loose him. He doesn't just wave his hand again. What's the significance of that, do you think? That's a whole other layer.
Yeah, exactly. It's so powerful. The napkin on the face, Alex, it adds another layer, you know? It covers the eyes and mouth like a last veil between the old state and the new. When it comes off, the face is revealed, and the man, Lazarus, is fully present. That small detail just makes the moment feel complete, right? The last wrapping removed so nothing hides the life anymore. And then that command to loose him, it really brings the community in. Jesus doesn't untie the lid in himself, not with another word or a miracle flash. He lets the people around him do the work. That's incredible. So it's not just a solitary act, you know? It's collective. Like hands reach out, they unwind the strips from his hands and feet, they lift the napkin, they help the man they love step fully into freedom. It's practical, it's collaborative. It's almost like a symbol of how we help each other in faith, right? To get unbound from our own grave clothes. Absolutely. That's it. It is collaborative. This whole sequence, Alex, it just shows the miracle in stages, you know? The call starts it, the coming forth answers it, and then the unbinding, that completes it. It's so casual and clear. We hear the voice in our own dark places, we step out, maybe still feeling wrapped in old things, and then the loose him part happens through the hands and words of those around us. Those grave clothes, they're not meant to stay. They're temporary until that freedom command lands. The Gothic atmosphere, it just makes the truth brighter.
I'm really getting that now. The dark tomb, the loud call, the bound figure, then the free man. It's such a powerful contrast. So this story, it's not just about Lazarus, is it? It kind of points forward or has a broader message for us beyond just that moment in time. Oh, it absolutely points forward, Alex. When Jesus rises later, the clothes come off folded inside the tomb, right? A sign the work is finished, totally complete. For Lazarus, the clothes come off after the call, showing the same power works in different ways, but always, always leads to freedom. Both stories just whisper the same thing. Death doesn't win, and bindings, they don't last. We can sit with this for a long time because it keeps unfolding. The loud voice still speaks today. The call still reaches into places that feel sealed. The coming forth still happens even when we feel tied up. And the loose him command still invites the community to help finish what the voice began. That Gothic imagery, it just keeps it vivid. Yeah, it really does make it memorable. That darkness makes the light stand out. It's like no matter how bound we feel, there's always a call, and then a community to help us find freedom. That's incredibly hopeful, Hayne. Thank you for walking through this with us today. Absolutely, Alex. It's been a pleasure to spend this time with you and with everyone listening. God bless, and until next time, courage.